But now we want to hear from somebody who doesn't come so much from the training ranks or the higher education ranks, but from high-tech land and an entrepreneurial contributor to our group, the youngest member of our group, Jake Mintz.
I met Al back in the early 90s when the Mintz group, which I wasn't a member yet, went down the White Salmon River. And I'm not sure how much sooner than that Al had written his book, Survivor Personality. But he was proud of what he'd done, and that was my first introduction both to him and to the Survivor Personality. It was about 5 or 6 years later that I joined the group, and it was pretty apparent that Al lived his life. You know, Al walked his talk and he defined his space. You mentioned that he never had a job. Well, he built his house. You know, everything around Al was his presence, and he defined it. And the world kind of showed him in his context. So whether it was his values, his attitude, when he used to have 2 big parties every year. Maybe he had lots more, but I was invited to 2 big parties. The 4th of July, and also the Christmas boats. And the Christmas boats, I can remember one year I went out to his house in the van, and everybody parked in his driveway, and having a hard time getting around. And I ended up driving right across this flower bed, and I could hardly see getting out. And Al comes out just as I'm finally pulling her out of the flower bed, and I said, tried to explain, he says, "Don't worry about it. I needed to trim that out." Thank you. That was Al was looking at the positive and seeing how do you work with what you got, and even to the end. We'd have our men's group, and Al would make his way out there. You don't know how. I'd offer to pick him up, and he wouldn't. He would not. He was doing it on his terms, and he would come to the men's group and be a participant. There were no complaints. He was kind of give you an update when people shared what they were doing, and it was really kind of special to see how he dealt with the whole life. Right up to the one meeting, he was supposed to come to his last meeting, and we found out a couple of days later, I believe, that he passed. So anyway, I am the new candidate. It's been fun with all these guys. You know, I've known Glenn since commuting to Salem back in about 1990.
Yeah.
And Al was definitely kind of a special person in this group, and I'll remember him my own life.